Welcome back to Rise and Shine Ability Connection Colorado's podcast. My name is Jared, and today we continue the most valuable, the most inspiring conversations of those who found Dr. Min Mehta's Mehta casting through Heather Hyatt's infantile scoliosis outreach program. And as we come up on Colorado Gives Day, remember ISOP, the Infantile Scoliosis Outreach Program. It's a program of Ability Connection Colorado. You can give, you could choose to give there, and we would recommend it. I mean, this is a program that saves lives. Also, this day is pretty special. November 1st is Min Mehta's birthday. It's her 99th birthday. And what a gift she gave us with the treatment that Heather Hyatt was seeking for her daughter Olivia, and now is celebrated by so many families. Like the people we're going to talk to today, Tracy and Piper. This is Piper here. Someone whose spine was curved to the point it could have been lethal, if not debilitating. But look at this. She's crushing it out there. I guess we should start with the basics. Tracy, where did you find treatment?
We're actually treated in Wilmington, Delaware by Dr. Sukin Shah at Nemours, which was formerly AI DuPont Children's Hospital. So
Got it.
he was our surgeon who felt confidently enough that he could treat Piper, which godsend, much love to Sukin Shah. But we initially found out about ISOP and Heather through Facebook. So upon initial diagnosis of Piper, and there were so many unknowns, right? We had to get the MRI, the full spine MRI of her spine to determine if there were tumors. And there's just so many unknowns for a new parent going through this diagnosis. It's a whole new world. And until you become well versed in it, it could be a very scary world. So I would lay awake for countless hours at night searching Google and I don't know what made me think to Facebook, and I searched Facebook and I found a meta casting serial group, and I just started plugging away, asking many, many, many questions. And that was when Piper was still, she was teeny tiny. So that was my lifeline for initial diagnosis.
Boy, what a lot to handle. You have a new baby, which is a lot, and then this. Do you look back and wonder how you did it?
It is a marathon for sure. Yeah, it's crazy. It's hard to. It's a very surreal moment when you're given a diagnosis. Piper's situation was a little different. So she has early onset or progressive infantile scoliosis, right? That is her official diagnosis. The suspect, I guess, is she was born with this. She's had this since she has been a baby. Sold during a GI imaging appointment. And our pediatrician at that time did not believe in treating her condition. He wanted to take a watch and wait approach. So that meant at 18 months, we got the diagnosis. We were notified that she had curvature of the spine. We were told, don't worry about it. 2-year well visit. We don't do anything for scoliosis until they are 12 or 13 years old. We'll give her a back brace. 3-year-old well visit, same thing. Finally, I was just so tired of all the illnesses she was getting and everything was going to her lungs. I switched pediatricians, and our pediatrician at that time, our new pediatrician, said, you need to leave the area immediately. This is a serious condition. He had missed. I truly believe, had we been able to cast from when Piper was an infant or even 18 months old, I truly believe we wouldn't have had the outcomes that we've had with Piper's spine. I truly feel that maybe we would have been able to cure her spine with just casting alone, and early intervention is best. I still stand by that. I would encourage any parent that is given this diagnosis, do not delay on meta casting or serial casting. It is so vitally important to treatment. But we were up against a clock. We started treatment when Piper was 3 years. And I want to say, I don't have her clinical notes in front of me, but I want to say she was maybe 3 years and 8 months old, right before she turned 4. And a lot of our large healthcare facilities in the greater Philly area were just telling us, we wish you the best of luck. You've missed rapid growth. There's nothing we can do for your daughter. We were given a life expectancy of 11 or 12 years old. So what I was feeling was very surreal. I was mourning a life lost that was still here on this earth with us. So they were talking about heart, the spine crushing her heart and lungs, and potentially oxygen tanks, and all of these scary things. And I'm looking at what I deem a perfectly healthy child from the outside, and I'm given very grim statistics down the road. So then as a mom, I start thinking to, is she going to have a prom? Is she going, are we going to have fights over missing curfews and learning how to drive and all of the things that you would have after the age of 10 or 11 or 12 years old? Dark moment in my life, and our journey has been a long one, but I will tell you that I've experienced joy along the journey, and you have a new perspective on raising a child that has severe medical condition.
Wow, that is so frustrating. I did they think it's the scoliosis that they check for when people are in 12 and in gym class? Like, was there just a
Yes,
complete misread?
complete misread. Yep, there was no indication that it was progressive, infantile. Um, so from that moment on, anything spine related, we outsourced out of our local area. Our local area was not equipped to deal. They didn't even understand her condition or the severity of her condition, which when I'm not a healthcare professional, so when I'm relying on a pediatrician or a doctor to relay this message to me, it was a completely missed opportunity to get her the care she needed.
Piper, have you had a prom yet? Has that been a part of your life?
Not yet. I'm in 8th grade, so I just had a semi on
Okay,
Friday.
well, I forgive your mom that when it does
Semi-formal.
happen, if she gets
What?
like a $2,000 dress and you look like Cinderella at the ball, like, she's gonna go big here. She wasn't sure this was gonna happen. Oh, that's
We always go big and we celebrate the little and the big moments. Yes, we celebrate every
I have a spine anniversary, spine
oh,
anniversary every 3 years. So yeah, for,
yeah, we just had our third spine anniversary from her surgery. Yep, so we celebrate spine anniversary. I always text Sukin and say happy spine anniversary. It's Piper's third spine anniversary. It's a big thing. Cake,
yeah,
balloons, dinner, gifts.
yeah. I was gonna. What is the appropriate gift on a spine anniversary? What?
any, anything they list, I guess.
Piper has a quote that she does a lot of like
Touching it.
yeah, she
Okay.
does a lot of things for Scoliosis Research Society. We do a lot with Nemours. We just were at the Philadelphia Union. Piper was the honor kid of the match for Nemours and the Philadelphia Union's partnership. So they celebrated Piper on her third spine anniversary. And Piper has a
Awesome.
quote that she kind of tells all kids before they go into surgery.
And it's like be a warrior, not a worrier. And
Oh,
then my
nice.
mom got me this. Yeah, my mom got me this necklace, and it's like a little arrowhead on the like to support like a warrior. So that's
Yeah,
in a symbol.
yeah.
That is fantastic. Yeah, so a lot of people we talk to, the kids don't remember what they went through, but this wasn't that long ago. I mean, you remember a lot of this.
Yeah,
What sticks out? Is it a smell? Is it a sight? Is it a
I mean, the smell kind of because whenever I go into the hospital, I'm like, oh, I'm here. Or just like the sight of like seeing other patients just like me. Definitely like the smell of the gas. Like whenever I smell something similar to it, I was like, oh, that smells like the sleepy gas from the hospital. Or just like, yeah, just the sight of it.
did this surgery, is this it? I mean, are we good?
if anything doesn't change, yeah.
Yeah, so we will have we will have her third X-ray coming up probably within the next 2 to 3 weeks. She'll be scheduled for her EOS X-ray. But after the last scan in November, all hardware is intact. Piper was part of a clinical trial, so we opted for VBT surgery.
What does that mean?
Excellent. I'm glad you guys went that route. I was just going to ask what kind of hardware.
Yeah.
But before we get into VBT, did Meta Casting buy any time?
It did, yeah.
Yeah, it did.
How much
Yeah,
time?
so we were able to Piper started casting. She casted from age 3 until right until she went into kindergarten. Looking back, I wish that casting we could have continued that a little bit longer. So because the great thing with the casting was we started at a curvature of 59 degrees, and roughly with each casting application, our Dr. Sukin Shah was able to correct her about 40 degrees. So we would go into the OR at 59 degrees, and post-op, Piper would be 19 degrees. So we were able to do that for 2 years. Piper has a very stubborn curve, very rigid. Unfortunately, due to the age that we started casting, that flexibility wasn't what you would anticipate with an itty bitty baby, or someone younger than Piper. So because of casting, we were able to successfully enter bracing. Oh, all right, battery is running low. Let me plug in here real quick.
No, nice catch.
There we go. Good. So because of successful casting, and it was a success, because of the casting, we were able to transition to bracing. We avoided all types of growing rods, magic rods.
Good.
I'm sure, Jared, you may be aware. Heather, I know you are aware. But the problem with fusing a young patient is that their torso will no longer grow. So they'll end up having adult size extremities, but a very short torso. And they'll be disfigured. So because we were able to cast and then move into a brace, Piper was 5'6". I want to say she was 5'6" when we went in for VBT, which now Piper's 5'9", 5'9.5". So we were able to preserve all the growth with casting and bracing.
Your daughter, Piper, you're this warrior, but you have this very calm presence. Did you know this? You probably do, but she's just the most calming person. You're like somebody that people climb a mountain to visit to get sage advice. It's interesting. You this. I think maybe you've just been there. You've already been there and done that.
Yeah.
And I'm curious. There's two things that I want to ask. One, first, Tracy, there's this pattern I see in moms like you and parents like you that become bigger than you could have ever imagined as an advocate for your child. And all of a sudden, you meet these people that are suddenly up there starting fundraisers, or they're inspiring people. And it just all grew out of this moment of panic. And then you probably gather yourself and you're like, okay, this is where we are, and we've got to do these things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Piper, and I'll let her elaborate into this, but the advice I got when I was handed this diagnosis, we actually had family photos, and they were scheduled for after Piper was getting casted. I didn't know what to expect. Seeing some images, you see these kids that look like quarterbacks or linebackers, right? Their shoulders are up by their ears. And I was like, oh my gosh, you don't know what the future holds, right? You don't know what you don't know. And I reached out to our photographer and I was like, can you move this up, please? Like, is there anything you could do for us? And that day he gave me the best advice. And to this day, I still carry it with me. She's the same great kid. And any parent that has privately direct messaged me on social media, um, I always leave them with that advice. You know, Joey is still the same great kid.
Mhm.
Mary, still the same great kid. Annabelle, same great kid. And those, that short phrase empowered me to force Piper to live a different life. And Piper was not allowed to use her condition as a crutch at all. Um, I don't know if you want to speak to that.
Well, it was kind of just like I was doing like ice hockey, like figure skating, like I was trying it all. Field hockey, I learned how to play field hockey, like starting field hockey with a brace and a cast. And then it was just like soccer. It was tough, but I still got there and I still
Mhm.
do those sports to this day.
Yeah.
Do you know when to rest?
Unfortunately, I mean, yes, I do. I mean, I do like when I can, but I just love my sports so much. I put a lot of time into them.
No,
She
that's
does.
great. And
Yeah.
and you did you say you're running for student body president, or am I
Yeah, the
missing that?
election already happened, but my candidate was a really good candidate to go against.
Well, I think that was a practice run. That was just a practice run. Because if I'm knowing you like I feel I know you now, there is a speech that's forming in your beautiful brain that's about to change some kids' lives, and you will be like the forever president of the student body. So that's still to come. I mean, you're just going into your freshman year, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
it's just beginning.
Yeah. Piper, she's a huge advocate. She 6 months after surgery, she delivered a presentation at Nemours Experimental Station to all of the researchers, FDA, surgeons, on why all children should have the ability to have VBT, no matter what their parents' financial status is like, and health insurance. So she advocates. I couldn't be a prouder mom. I honestly, she gives back.
Now, Piper, is she so proud that she is cringe sometimes, or is
Yes.
okay?
Yes. 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 Yes.
I'm definitely cringe, Jared.
Well, I have 3 kids, and they would agree I am the same, very much so.
This was so informative for everybody that's going to be watching it, you guys. I just
Yeah,
can't thank you enough. Like, you really just gave everybody an education, Tracy. Thank
yeah.
you.
I listen. Whatever I can do. I was that parent with
Mhm,
this initial diagnosis.
mhm.
And I think the biggest thing, like we're an idiopathic case, right? And you're going to have your syndromic cases, but if you're handed an idiopathic case, like I think that the biggest thing is as a parent, we all immediately look to, oh my goodness, what did we do? What did I do? Did I do something while I was pregnant with my child? No, it's unknown. It's just one of those fluke things. Um, it's everything is going to be okay. And the biggest thing that I could tell any parent with a new diagnosis is you have to absolutely trust your healthcare professional. That surgeon that is alongside of you for this diagnosis is your ride or die and is your lifeline. And I can honestly say this, that not all healthcare facilities are created equally, and
No,
you
they
need
are
to
not.
find they're
No,
not.
and this is capitalist healthcare. So once you find a surgeon that you trust and you know they have a huge amount of experience, then you need to take them and run with them, stay with them. But I must say, narrowing that down, it's a challenge.
It
You
is a
can't
challenge.
believe every surgeon, you need
You
to
have
do
to
your
ask the hard
research.
questions.
Yes, you do.
I was going to ask
You
that, Tracy, and I think you just said it there by asking the hard questions. But how do you know this is the person that you can trust?
So, well, he will kill me if he hears this. He was so Dr. Sukin Shah was our last surgeon, And I was out of time. My back was up against a wall. Um, and I'm grateful because in the greater Philly area, we have CHOP and Shriners, two very esteemed healthcare systems. And when I met with Sugan, I asked him, why you? Why should I pick you? And he looked at me and he said he had great hair. He will deny that. He does not remember that. But I
Is he
did.
bald? Just kidding.
That takes
No,
me out of the
no.
running.
He does. Dr. Shah has great hair. But I spent many nights researching these surgeons, and I empower any parent listening to this podcast, get on Google and get onto these hospitals. Look at the papers that they've written. Look at the clinical trials they've been part of. Look at their medical journals. Read through it. It's not going to make sense now. One day it will. I promise you
Yes, it
that.
will. Mhm.
The level of care, I'm going to tell you this. I was sold on Sukin, probably third cast. I want to say it was Piper's third cast. Post-op, Piper is not a good post-op patient. We have severe issues with anesthesia, and there's exorcisms that take place in post-op.
Oh, girl, I'm so sorry because I've seen that and wow.
Remembers none of it, but feel bad for me, Jared.
I feel bad. I'm sorry, Mom. I was talking to you, Piper.
And the doctors and
do to your mom?
nurses, you should feel bad for them as well. But the only thing that would console Piper, like once she was finally able to come to, was blue slushies. And she had her fair take, had an accident on her cast, and Sukin picked her up and carried her in his arms back to the OR. And that was that moment. I have a text line with him. I can text him for anything. I text updates of Piper on National Junior Honor Society. It could be 10 o'clock at night and he's responding. Just, you have to feel comfortable. And those hard questions, asking them. One question I asked when we were going for VBT is, how many VBT procedures have you done? What is your success rate? Not industry average, your personal success rate.
Absolutely.
Is your child. They are the most prized possession that you will ever possess in your life.
Oh, that's fantastic. No, that is good advice because you get into this and there's so many questions and you just want to be able to trust the people that you are paying to guide you through this terrifying process.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think, Heather, you did bring a very valid point to the table. Large healthcare systems, right? Sometimes it's like a turnstile. And I would caution any parent listening to this or given this diagnosis or going through this journey, if you don't feel heard, most importantly, your child. These are pediatric patients, right? So their voice matters as well. And there would be so many times Piper would be like, I don't know, 4. And Dr. Shah would ask her, how do you feel, Piper? What's going on in your world? How does this cast make you feel? So their feelings have to be taken into consideration as well. Truly, I think any surgeon who deals with a pediatric patient is, an angel walking amongst us. I would say 99% of them are heaven sent, but making sure your child's needs are met developmentally, mentally. This journey is mental as well, right? When you get to bracing, you look different when you're wearing a cast or a brace. How is that affecting your child and their learning environment? How is this affecting your child with their peer groups, right? These are all things that have to be taken and accounted for. And we've experienced it all. Every corner we've experienced.
Piper, I want your mom on my side, whatever in life. I just need your mom on my side. I'm so glad that you have her.
I'm glad I have her too.
It's working out.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. Yeah, I can see it now at future prom. They'd be like, I don't know, Piper wants to go out for blue slushies. I guess that's what we're doing.
I'd ask them every single time I finish it. I'd be like, hey, can I get another blue slushie? Every single time.
You've had enough, Piper. It's time to go home. All right, we're cutting you off.
And then when the machine was down, I think one point it was down and there was only red slushies. I didn't get a red slushie.
Oh,
I just
no.
waited.
Yeah, she waited.
Stay true to blue.
Yep.
That's a good one. I'm gonna keep that.
Yeah, yeah. So okay, so what's next for you, Piper, medically? Is it now? Is it just you get to be you and grow
College.
and
Go to
conquer the world?
college.
Mhm,
Yeah.
mhm.
Say it again. I don't think you heard you.
Oh, I was gonna say, I was gonna say probably go to. I was gonna say go to college, live my
That's
life with
good.
high school.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Tell them what you're going to study in college.
So what I want to be from being like in the hospital so much, like that's where I want to be, like when I grow up. So I want to be a sports medicine physician, and I want to go to Penn State University, which I'm playing field hockey now, and I want to. I've been to a couple college clinics like that have Penn State coaches there, but I want to play field hockey at Penn State, and then I want to take their medical school program for like their 2 extra year medical school program, and I also want to study that for the 4-year program, and then after that I want to go to Jefferson medical school for
I don't even know what I'm doing next week. That's impressive.
yeah.
Jared,
That is
this has been her plan since literally 4th grade. She's definitely a type A. And I'm like, what's your backup plan? She's like, I'll make back braces. I'll be an orthotist. Like,
Yeah.
well
Like
done.
just looking at the kids in the hospital, like some of them look so down and like they feel like they can't do it. And I just want to be there as a doctor or anything and just say that like I'm here, I was there and I'm here now and it is possible and you can't do it.
I'm so glad you say that because, as you know, these babies have a window of time. Let's not
They do.
waste it. Let's not
No.
waste it. Let's utilize that rapid window of time and let's get their spines straightened out gently and permanently
Yeah.
while we can with a
And
proven treatment modality, not just one article of published evidence, but I'm quite sure we're past 15 now. So the evidence is there and people need to take heed.
yeah, and I mean, if that parent is wondering, my gosh, my child, and so many times, Heather, you've seen it in the group, is how are they going to learn to walk? How are they going to learn how to crawl? I can tell you, kids are resilient. Anyone that's a parent knows a child is resilient. This is why you tell them no 5,000 times and they still find a way to,
Yeah.
climb up on the counter or do something. And Piper is a testament. She learned to ice skate in a cast. She learned to play soccer in a cast, ran in a cast,
Absolutely. And if you miss
all the
a
things.
summer of swimming, it's okay. The trade-off is worth it.
Yes, yes. And we still gave tubbies every single night. I put an inch of water in the tub and from the waist down, and she knew you can't splash. Or
Mhm,
she would sit on a little stool. But to miss, they're not going to remember
mhm,
swimming at 2 years old in, you know, your auntie or uncle's pool or your pool. They're not going to remember any of that. They're not going to, you're going to remember that they missed it. They will
mhm,
not. But to have a healthy child
mhm,
that doesn't have to have a surgical procedure,
mhm.
that is the key. And we did not, unfortunately, have that option. We had to have surgical intervention. And I don't regret that. That was probably one of the scariest moments of my life, is having to decide between what surgery to have for my child, with, one not being FDA approved. So there was a lot of moments of going back and forth. Am I making the right decision? Am I not? If you're a parent and you could avoid surgical intervention by wearing the cast,
Mhm.
wear the cast. That's the no-brainer. That's the message I would send.
What,
It is.
Tracy, which by the way, I just got to say, I don't know if it's people from Pennsylvania or whatever, but you speak like a founding mother of our nation. You've got some oration skills. What would you had this moment with the pediatrician who wanted you to put it off. What do you tell a parent about that? How do they advocate for themselves in that situation?
Fire them. Fire them. Get a second opinion. I would say this: if your child we could remove spine from the equation. If your child is frequently getting lung infections and that pediatrician just keeps putting it off and putting it off and putting it off, I am thankful our situation ended the way it did. It ended up being in the ER and getting admitted to the hospital on Easter weekend because our pediatrician wouldn't prescribe the darn antibiotic, right? And they said she didn't need it. And we had 104-degree fevers to the point of being delirious. At that moment, I knew that was what I needed to fire that pediatrician and hire a new one. The other thing I will tell you, and I don't, this was a national problem, I think years ago. I don't know if each state is different, but if you are a parent that is looking at your child's spine and you think they're slumped over to the side when they're sitting and you're holding them up, and you've brought this to your pediatrician's attention and they don't do anything, ask for an examination to be looked at for scoliosis. This is not a well visit thing that is monitored or looked at in our pediatrician's offices in Pennsylvania. So there are many children who miss that curve. In elementary school, they test for it in 5th or 6th grade.
It's shocking that it's still not on the well baby checklist, isn't it? I've been going after that since 2000.
It's not, and it's rare. It is a rare form of scoliosis, right? Scoliosis in babies is very rare.
But it's also life-threatening, so it should be on that list. All it takes is them to take off the nappy, run their finger down the back of the spine. It takes 30 seconds. It's not a
30
big
seconds.
test.
So any parent listening, whether it's spine related or not spine related, whether it's severe allergies, you have the power to fire your pediatrician and find one who is going to listen to you. And I, to this day,
Say it loud. Exactly. We got to empower.
honestly,
these mamas.
I really feel as a consumer, because that's what we are in the healthcare industry. We are consumers. Don't look at it as you're a patient and they're God. Many people have that I call it white lab coat syndrome, where they see the white lab coat and they just immediately think that person is godlike. And yes, some of them are absolutely incredible and geniuses in their craft. Sukin being one of those. But up until, I will tell you, a week before surgery, our last conversation, maybe 3 or 4 days before surgery, was turn off your cell phone. Do not answer any questions from me. If I text you, please say, I'm not answering you. I will see you in the OR 6:30 Tuesday morning. Because I was still asking him questions. Why this procedure instead of ApiFix? Why are we doing this instead of this procedure? I mean, ask those difficult questions, hold their feet to the fire. And I'm going to be honest with you. Most surgeons will respect you because this is what they went to school for.
If they don't appreciate the questions, you need to turn around and walk out. Most
100%.
Experienced doctors appreciate your questions.
They want to have that moment to shine, to showcase to you what they know. And if they're acting as if it's being bothered or it's taking, I have never waited more than 24 hours for a text back or a response.
I'm so glad you're bringing this up. Thank you, dear. I forget about these things. Liv's been gone for a while, like I don't have my mom hat on, but these things are so very important.
I know. It's so vitally important. So that's my message, Jared. How do you advocate? You fire. If you're not getting the advice, you're not getting the care that you feel your child deserves, you fire. Our healthcare system, I don't know if it's their tagline anymore, but it used to be your child, our promise, and powerful, right? Just every time you walked into that healthcare system to this day, that child is treated as if a red carpet is rolled out for them. And if you're not getting that from your healthcare system, you need to find another one.
Please keep me on your Facebook and let me watch Piper grow up.
Of course. Absolutely. I think Piper has a little tribe on my Facebook that always looks for updates of Piper. I could post something that I do, Jared. This is a true story. I could post something that I do and it gets like 4 likes. I post something with Piper and we're like a couple hundred likes deep. I'm like, no one cares about me on my Facebook. They care about Piper.
And it makes it, you got to bring in the ringer, you got to bring in the heavy hitter if you want to get some likes. And we and no offense, but we understand. Although I think there should be a phone number where people can just talk to you, Tracy, directly, and you comfort them. I don't know, 1-800-TRACY mom or something. And you're like, oh, thank you. Wow. And the way you're delivering it with such smooth enunciation. Yes. And then they're better.
It must be something, because all Piper's friends will they're always telling me all the things going on, and yeah, it must be something.
Yeah, my mom usually gives all the advice.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Is that okay, Piper?
Yeah,
Do I
Yeah.
give good advice?
yeah.
Boom.
I'd say.
This
Right.
is
Yeah.
so good. Thank you, girls. I appreciate you so much.
No problem. Have a good one, guys.
Okay, talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye.